everybody, and welcome back to another FPL Expectations deadline stream here. You saw me less than 24 hours ago up on this stream. Game week 17 review. I talked to myself mainly, but we're back again with the game week 18 preview. There's a lot to talk about. We're heading into what looks to be a pretty rough looking game week, blank game week 18. So I'm sure you have questions. And we'll have score predictions during the game week 18 fixtures preview as well. So we hope to see your engagement there. We love hearing your score predictions. As always, I'm never alone. I'm joined by the one and only Aria Das on Twitter. How's it going, man? Tell us how you've been.
Oh, I've been good, man. This has been a very interesting time in the FPL space. So this is a lovely time to come on and jump back in there. I did one expectations sort of YouTube stream earlier. I mean, like that was quite a few game weeks ago. So it's good to be back on, and I'm really pumped to sort of go through the deadline stream because I'm sure a lot of people want to tune in and want to check out what's going to happen this week with everything that's up in the air. Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's great to have someone on to be able to talk and provide their insights as well with a very, very busy looking game week. So, without further ado, I think we'll go with my team first and we'll
Sure.
reveal
Yeah.
that. All right. So, we got my team here on the screen. Hopefully, you can see that clearly. I
Yeah.
might zoom in a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
Zoom helps. Yeah.
yeah, so here's the team reveal for Gaming 18. I've already
Mm.
made one transfer. I had one free transfer, and that was in the form of Antonio to Watkins. Very standard, boring transfer, but it allows me to field 10 players. My keeper is not playing because he's
Fantastic.
a yeah. Other than that, I think fixtures are good. Armband is still on
Mm.
Salah. I'm
Good.
just kind of
Yeah.
hoping Arsenal run riot against Leeds
Mm.
as an Arsenal fan. So, yeah, we can only hope.
Oh,
And of
you're
course,
Arsenal fan too?
I'm an Arsenal fan. You're an
Oh,
Arsenal fan?
yeah, yeah. You got to see my Arsenal stuff.
Oh
Oh,
yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes. Oh, I
I'm,
know.
I'm
Actually, I know that. I'm pretty certain. I've seen somewhere
yeah.
on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I
this is
mean, yeah.
lovely.
You can
It's good to
agree
meet
with
a
me. You
fellow
can concur with
fellow
me.
gunner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is
There you
awesome.
go. There you go. Yeah.
I see a lot of Arsenal in your team though, which is interesting because this week I guess we have a plum fixture, which is Leeds, who are there for the
Yeah.
taking, in my opinion. I think they definitely. So wait, so you've got 10 players up there. Have you taken a hit, or are you without a hit? Um,
I'm without a hit. That was just one
oh
free
wow,
transfer.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. Wow, so 10 is a very strong lineup. You'll see even more so because when I get to mine, that 10 is definitely a very good place to be. I mean, and you've covered all the essentials. I feel like you've got the Liverpool triple up, you've got the Man City triple up, and very proportionally laid out. And you've got the couple of Arsenal and Watkins, who's probably the most informed, um, you know, or the most transferred in player this week, right? I think everyone
Right.
jumped on Watkins, and he's got a great fixture with Burnley up there. So I think your team is looking pretty good, dude. I think you're going to be doing quite well, assuming no further fixture postponements. I think you're pretty well set. I can't even imagine unless you want to just field an 11 just for the sake of it. I don't see you requiring any further action. Do you plan to take any further action, or are you pretty much locked in?
I'm pretty much locked in. I don't see anything happening from now until the deadline. But who knows,
Yeah.
right? But most likely not.
Oh,
Most
who
likely
knows?
not.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. This is
Yeah.
great. So, what was you thinking this week with the transfer? And did you hold it late? Did you go early? What was your
I held it quite late. I did it right before we
thinking
had the
about? Wait, I think you got cut off on the audio.
hello radio check. No?
I Hmm. Strange.
Hello. Can you
Um,
hear me? No?
yeah, I feel like there's okay. Let me take it. Yeah, no. All right, so let me take it forward a bit. So obviously, as you guys can see, that this week with only about 5 fixtures, we've had to really move towards getting some of these key players in, and I can obviously see with this team in front of us that clearly it's covered a lot of bases. I can see the Man City fixture, which I think with the 7-0 few days ago, that is looking ripe for a very big haul. And I do
Yeah.
think that if in case Man City do go crazy, you've got your bases covered with Foden, Bernardo Silva was pictured in training. I mean, it was anyway a precautionary substitute in the previous game. Cancelo's, of course, up there. Returns maybe on both sides of the pitch. So really good City cover, really good Liverpool cover. Um, I've gone with James up there, which is a great attacking potential, defensive potential, both sides. Yeah, I guess the only thing you could do is think of it like I don't know, see who's on your who's the bench keeper is.
Can you
Um,
hear me by any chance if I
Foster,
start
and so
speaking
yeah, so
now?
keeper definitely not gonna be in play this week unless you take a hit. Then it's the question of is a -4 worth worth the difference um, in getting a keeper. That's something that when I get to my team, it'll definitely come up again. That keepers are definitely a place where I've been thinking whether to take a hit for or not. I'm one of the most risk averse managers when it comes to hits. I really hate to have to take hits at all. This whole season I've taken only one hit. This whole season, one -4. So I'm definitely hoping to avoid hits. And I don't know how the people listening in, if y'all are very big on taking hits, do y'all take a lot of risks? Sometimes it pays off. I think last week it paid off for a lot of people. A lot of the major transfers in for hits paid off for kind of everyone, including Watkins, Foden, and beyond. So I do think that it's definitely risk versus reward sort of a play, and who knows where it's gonna go.
Can you
So
hear me now, Uriah, by any
yeah, I
chance?
think this is. I feel like the audio is still not completely back up
Not
for
working.
Nitro here, but no worries. Maybe let me try to share my team as well in case we can get that up, and then I can walk it through a little bit. Is that um, yeah? Let's try to get that up. Is the share screen on my end? No.
Still no audio
Let
by
me
any
share that
chance? No audio?
again.
No audio, no audio, no audio.
There's a bit of
Any
surgery.
audio?
I'm actually not locked in this week. I'm waiting for sort of team news right till the end. So definitely one to worry about. As soon as you'll see my team come up, you'll definitely see the surgery that's gone in to sort of prepare for this week. Um, yeah. So I mean, let me just talk it through. Already, I've taken a -4 this week. I'm having a little bit of trouble sharing screen on my end.
Can you hear me now by any chance? Hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Audio check. Can you hear me now?
Okay. I think it's up, right? Yeah, there we go. All right. So, of course, they have at top who's not playing, and a similar defense: James, Cancelo, Trent, Salah, Jota, Bernardo. But the place where there's actually a worry is the fact that I have Watkins, but I have no other playing player. So practically right now I have 7 players on the pitch. Sorry, 8 players on the pitch with already a -4 take. So I'll tell you where I'm thinking of the remaining hits. I'm thinking of one more hit. So I can either do yeah. So I can either do Alan from Everton to Mason Mount, who scored sort of 4 consecutive games. So Mount is of course in brilliant form. So that's definitely one consideration. The other would be to do Antonio to Lacazette, because as we know, with all the situation in Arsenal, all of that, it's definitely Lacazette is definitely going to start and hopefully can score some goals against very leaky Leeds. So Mount is one option, Lacazette is the other. And finally, in keeper, I can either upgrade De Gea, and depending on my or upgrade Foster to Ramsdale. So definitely a lot of surgery needed. When the game week started and the fixtures got postponed, I only had about 6 players to starting. So I was definitely thinking whether with one free transfer, so up to about 7 for free, given that that was my predicament, I could either free hit or I could take a couple of transfers, get up to about 9 players, and with a -8. So that so I'm sort of on both ends of the pitch a little bit right now because I'm not going to rule out a free hit, especially if we get news of a fixture being postponed or something like that, because I don't want to be down to less than 7, 8 players. So in that case, I'll definitely free it if in case the news comes in before the deadline. If not, I will probably do one more transfer, either Mount, Lacazette, or Ramsdale, and sort of field 9 players and hope that the remaining players that I don't transfer out take advantage of their double and triple game weeks. Hopefully, not too far away. Maybe game week 21, we might see some double and triple game weeks coming through. Um, um,
Yeah. Can
I
you
feel
can you
like
still hear
I'm
me?
still not able to
No.
hear Nitro for some reason.
Oh. Can you
Yeah,
hear me now? Can you hear
we
me
can
now? Any?
actually maybe run through the fixtures or something whilst we try to get the or I can, yeah, I think the fixtures could I can actually scroll down
Hello, hello,
to the fixtures
hello,
and play
hello.
this week, right?
Uh.
Um, I know I'm having to sort of spitball here, but I'm just going to go for it. So of course, the Villa and Burnley game is why Watkins is the most transferred in player this week. Clearly, getting in attacking positions has
Sam,
a
can you
very
hear me?
high potential for attacking returns. And Burnley, of course, sitting sort of in the relegation zone, will probably be relegated this season. So they're there for the taking. Um, my scoreline prediction there, and I think I'll keep
Radio check,
the
Sam.
comments and
Radio
stuff
check.
open. Yeah, for basically scoreline predictions. Uh, I think Nitro can put it in the chat, and I can definitely share that as well. Well,
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah. So
To the
basically,
stream,
for
I
me, I
think
think
you
Villa
guys can hear
Burnley
me,
will
right?
probably go. Um, Wait, are you all able to hear Nick and I'm not able to? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's what's happening. Okay.
they can hear me.
Let's do it this way. I'll wait. This is so funny that I've just been talking over you. So why don't you lead for a bit and like let's have you can just private chat me when I can chime in. Yeah?
Okay. Okay. That
Um,
sounds good.
okay, okay,
That sounds
yeah.
good. All right.
Why don't
All
you lead
right.
the fixture conversation or something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do want
This
to
is so
start.
funny.
This is going to be quite interesting, everybody.
Wait, let me
Do
go
bear
to
with
YouTube
us.
and listen in as well while this is happening so I can hear. All right,
Oh,
so
that might be a
Nitro,
good idea.
go ahead.
That might be a good idea. Yeah. Just want to put it out to the stream. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. For some reason, yeah, for some reason, Aria cannot hear my end. I can hear Aria, and it seems like I got Sam to come on and check, and Sam is able to hear myself and Aria, but there is no correspondence between us two. So do bear with us. It's going to be quite interesting, but we will definitely make it work. Um, I do want to make a couple of notes. Aria went through his team and went through my team. Thank you for doing that, Aria. He provided some great insights for my team and his team as well. And yes, definitely one thing to point out. Marcus has just put in the chat, as well as Aria has brought to my attention that the Villa game has been postponed. So yeah, I guess my move to Watkins was pretty bad in hindsight. But hey, it is what it is. I might take a hit. Who knows? But we'll have to see by the end of this stream. Any wait, can you hear me now, Aria? Because you've got the stream open, right? Or do you have any comments about the postponement, Aria? Anything at all?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you now because of the stream on YouTube, so I can sort of making do with that.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you for
Man,
doing that.
I'm so dreading the fact that I made the. Oh, I got muted there. Sorry. So no, I was just saying that I made the Watkins transfer just about 30 minutes ago. So if I just waited a little longer, that's why they advise like wait till the deadline and then make the transfers. Oh, I'm dreading it so badly. Um, but
Same,
thankfully,
same.
I only had Watkins from the Aston Villa Burnley game. So not all is lost. I know he'll probably have a double game week soon, but still hurts that I'm wasting a transfer in a week where, as you've seen, my team's already sort of bare bones. I'm actually thinking now whether the free hit should actually come into play or not. But then again, we probably won't know about the other fixtures until so close to the until after the deadline, right? Uh,
Right.
wow. I don't, how does it affect your team? How are you placed?
The postponement of the Villa fixture, it only takes out Watkins, so it's not too terrible. But same situation as you. I brought in Watkins like a couple of minutes ago, so it's kind of a bummer. But what can you do, right? This is what we have to deal with. Aria, Sam says if you can check your
Uh,
StreamYard
I'm just
settings.
like really hating the fact that we both were so close to have avoided the Watkins thing, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like, but we're not alone. There's about, I think Watkins was transferred in by a record number of managers this game week. I mean, like an in not a record, but like the most amount of managers this week. So we're definitely not alone in making that move. So all is not definitely not lost in terms of that. So just four fixtures then, huh? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. Wow. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, that's a little bit annoying, definitely the postponement of the fixture, but we definitely do kind of see this coming in a weird game week. So I'm gonna bring up uh wait, my bad, my bad. I left the studio by accident.
You're back on though. You're good.
Oh, you can hear
Um,
me? You can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
Uh,
let's go. Okay, okay. Um, sorry, this has been quite shambolic, but I tried to share my Twitter tab, and in doing so, I closed the Streamyard tab, so that's really awkward. But anyway, uh, here's Fantasy Football Scout. Thank you for letting us use your Twitter with the latest news. We
yeah.
got Aston Villa first, and it doesn't look like too much is crazy. 50-50 for Ashley Young. Oh, wait.
But
Well, I
also,
mean, this
this
is
game is postponed now, right?
Cowboys. This game has been postponed. Let me
Yeah.
do this. Let me reload real quick and see if it's probably still there. Yeah, it's still there. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, this is probably irrelevant by now. Let's move on to Chelsea. So
Yeah.
um from the looks of it, no more positive COVID. Um Kai Havertz, one negative result. So let's see. It's a pretty vague statement, but I guess the
Mm.
first sentence is positive, right? Well, not positive, but positive as in good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
um, you
Yeah.
got Wolves. Wolves still assessing Ait Nuri and Huang Yichan. My guy Mosquera and Silva return positive tests. Still waiting second confirmation. Uh, any thoughts on that? Anything at all?
On which one? The
The
um
Wolves.
the
I mean,
the
it's not
Wolves team.
really.
I feel like Wolves assets have that ship has sailed. I feel like they had those plum set of fixtures one after the other, and they never really delivered. There was so much promise between Jimenez and Huang Yi-chan, and somehow it just never. And I feel like people have kind of moved on from all of their assets. There's no
Yeah.
one I would really recommend from their team either. There's so many better ones, and plus all the other teams are now going to have double and triple game weeks coming soon. So I don't think Wolves assets make any sense anymore, unless it's like a cheap price enabler. But even then, there are better assets out there. So we can
Right.
probably move to the next team. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I
Mm.
agree too. I think it's good to know, but I haven't personally. I don't own Wolves, so Spurs. Okay, Spurs. Conte saying Regulon is feeling good and will rejoin the team training tomorrow. I did have a couple people ask me personally whether or not Regulon would play, and I didn't see this, so I didn't know if he would play. Um, what are your
By
thoughts
the
on the
way,
Spurs?
Yeah, before you get to Spurs, I just got an update that the deadline for this game week has been pushed back because of the postponement as well. So that's probably
Oh,
positive. Let me
okay.
just double check on the site. Yeah, it has updated, and yeah,
Let's
we
just
do.
bring yours up for a sec.
Yeah,
What, four fixtures? Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
that's this game week has gotten so short.
Uh,
I'm actually now thinking because I'm already in a -4, whether to just convert that into a free hit and just because then this Watkins move doesn't go in vain and four fixtures.
right.
And I feel like when you think of free hits, if someone were to advise you when do you use a free hit, you use it in a blank game week, and it doesn't get any blanker blankier than this blank. Uh, and oh my god, four fixtures, literally 14. Then all the like Arsenal's the top four is playing basically everyone else, right? It's City,
Yeah.
Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. Uh, and it's funny to call ourselves top four after the disaster we had to start the season, but
Right.
we've turned it around unexpected. I was so on the Arteta out boat that I mean
Mhm.
I'm not completely off it either, but like I do think he deserves credit for the fact that he's able to turn around Arsenal season, and where we could have been languishing at the bottom, we've actually done so well. And the style of football is actually shown in some games where it does look good, the counter attack, the quick sort of passing, crosses coming in, etc. So um, Arteta has definitely earned himself a little more time at least to evaluate where we end. Because I think if someone told us at the beginning of the season that Arsenal would finish top four, given how we'd finished eighth in a couple of seasons out of Europe, all of that, I think we would have taken it, right? We would have said that's a successful season. We're back in
Yeah.
the Champions League. It's a long season ahead. We're nowhere. I think United have a game in hand. Spurs have 3 games in hand. West Ham are a point behind us. So it's definitely not confirmed that we're in there, but at least it just feels nice to be in the top four after forever. I don't even remember the last time we were in top four contention or even in, up there at this point in the season. So it just feels nice. Yeah.
It feels
Well,
like it's been a while. I agree. I totally agree. But yeah, it's been crazy. I don't know if I was on the Arteta out. I was just kind of doubtful.
mm,
I knew we had a couple of tough fixtures, but yeah, it's been good to see the turnaround. We were 17th at one point. We were flirting with like the relegation zone, but then
I think we
we
were 20th
kind of
in the
caught it back.
third, after the third game. We were like
Right, we
20th,
were
like the bottom.
20th. The
Yeah.
memes,
So
bro. The memes that came.
people love tripping on Arsenal.
Uh,
Let's be honest about it. All the other
I
like
mean,
smaller clubs.
yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. It gains
Yeah.
a lot of traction. Anyway, that's good
No,
to know. So the deadline is now pushed back for the viewers at home. Definitely
yeah. So this
something
is
worth pointing out.
we were the pre-deadline stream now. From
Wait,
the
so what is
deadline
the
stream.
deadline now? What is the deadline? It is
It's in a it's is it pushed back by 30 minutes? Is that what happened? 12 hmm, let me see. So
it
4
hasn't
p.m.
changed on mine. Oh, okay,
Has
okay,
it
okay.
not?
Wait. Okay, okay.
Do
It
you see
has
it?
changed now. Oh wow.
It has, yeah.
It's two and a
So
half hours, if I'm not mistaken.
is it? Okay. For me it's still showing a little misleading on my end.
Give it
Uh
a reload. Give it a quick
yeah, I'm
control R
giving
and
a
see.
yeah. Oh yeah, it has. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. But
Yeah.
there's about 3 hours to go now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
wow.
that's
Okay,
okay.
so
That's good. That's
we
good.
have a lot of
No
time to
one, no one
think.
panic. Whoever's listening in, don't panic. There's time to
Yeah.
get back in your teams. Actually, to be fair, I'm actually very strongly considering a free hit at this point because I'm down to 6 players. I'm on only a -4, which will get removed if I use the free hit. I feel like 4 fixtures. Like if you don't use a free hit now, what was your team doing with like primarily 4 teams in there anyway?
True.
So yeah, I think I'm which actually which week I mean, do you want to we could run through a quick free hit team and see
Ooh,
what we can do
okay.
with
Okay. Right
four
here, right
teams.
now.
I mean,
If
if
you
you want
want
to
to,
do
go
it,
ahead. Go ahead.
um we have like 4 keepers. I mean, I'll only say 4. There's actually 8, but like I do think that no, so let me ask you here. So when you are doing a transfer, what stats that are on the site that you look at among the ones that usually load? So for me, I usually look at form, transfers in that round, and and generally it's sometimes total points as well. But what do you look at generally when you what stats do you use to that are on the FPL site that you use to usually inform your transfers?
FPL site definitely transfers in is a big one. It
Yeah,
just yeah, it just that's a big one for me. Form would be another one. I like so I write for all about FPL. So part of my
fantastic.
research goes it's also I'm writing for the site, but it's also kind of helping me with the research. So I would definitely say on the site itself, FPL, I don't use a lot of stats.
Hmm.
Um, it would come from like Hub or Fix personally.
Right, right. No, that makes sense. I feel like transfers in round is the probably the best and most leading fixture because at least you know where is the community, where is the sort of everyone going towards because those players' prices are going to rise,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So it's a good sort of indicator of where's everyone going because those are the most valued players for that game week. So I mean, I feel like if I am going to do a free hit, I'm just going to of course quickly run through this. There's only about 4 or 5 places where I need to go, and I pretty much have it clear in my head. I would take out De Gea for Ramsdale since it's a free hit because De Gea will come back. He'll have his doubles and triples potentially coming back. Defenders, I already got in Cancelo this game week before before a potential free hit, and besides that, there's Duffy. I might bring in an Arsenal defender just because I can. It's a free hit.
right.
I don't know. Maybe White, just because he's cheap and easy enabler. One player that I was targeting this week was Mason Mount because he's been in some really good form. 4 goals in 4 games. And that's sort of going under the radar because Foden is sort of the focus of the community. So I do think that sort of differential could make a difference. Watkins is not playing now, so
Yeah.
might as no point. Let's see who are the other players. Lacazette, yeah, I would probably want Lacazette because thanks to Oba's actions and Arteta's decisions, we're sort of down. But who else is there in attack? I feel like the rest of the attack seems kind of
I was gonna say there aren't a lot of it now that there's no Watkins. There's virtually no attacking options other than
there's
Laka.
yeah, there's literally none. I can see Chris Wood from Burnley, but like that's really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Jesus, do you think Jesus will play? He's quite transferred in. I don't know if he'll even
Ooh. I
play.
think Wood won't play because the Burnley fixture was called off, right?
Oh, yeah, my bad. I feel like
So there's almost there
no
aren't
one.
any.
That's
Oh my
Leeds,
goodness.
Newcastle, Wolves, Spurs. Oh no. I hope people aren't thinking of Harry Kane. Please do not. Um, I know I know Van Dyke is injured, and so but even then, dude, Kane has just not uh, proven himself. Okay, forward, there's just no one but Lacazette. I just don't see anyone who's available and worthwhile unless Jesus were to play. Um, this is such a
Oh
strange game
wow.
week. I don't remember a game week like this in a very long time.
Yeah.
Um, there's literally no one else. Like
There's no one
anyway,
else.
I would have to anyway field. They'd anyway make the bench, so I guess they can be whoever. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I didn't expect to play I had mentally prepared to be like, okay, I'm not going to play the free hit. I'm going to do the responsible thing, hold it until later. And here I am fiddling around with a free hit draft. So, which is quite likely what I might end up on as well. So, I mean, now the only thing that'll really mess it up would be any further postponements because then it's like
Yeah.
bare bones and there's no point. This game week is a bit of a write off, right?
It really is. 4 fixtures. My goodness.
So it's so how are you? So are you down to 9 now yourself?
I would be down to 9. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh.
Would you be
Yeah.
tempted to take a -4 to bring in to get up to 10? Given that
I'm kind of
everyone's gonna.
I
everyone's
am
gonna
kind of tempted now, Rick. I'm kind of tempted, man.
right, because I mean
But
everyone's done the Watkins move. You know that, right? We just saw that. What is this? 10. What is this number? 8,000. Like 100,000 people have got him in this week, right? So
oh,
you're not going to be alone in having gotten
oh
him.
yeah.
So
But it would
people,
it I don't know, it wouldn't be I wouldn't take Watkins out because like we've just discovered there are no
yeah,
forward options. So it would probably be Bachman to
a
some
keeper.
playing keeper, like a Ramsdale, right?
Yeah, I think Ramsdale is a good pick. I
Hmm.
mean, what do you personally feel about Ramsdale, though? Do you remember when he first came in and everyone in the community, in the Arsenal community, were quite skeptical because he'd been relegated, which I feel, and all of that. Has he won you over?
He most definitely has. I feel like if you watch him, he
Yeah,
definitely has the passion and he plays for the club, which
yeah,
isn't a stat, but it's something that you need to kind of consider. You know, he's got that passion. He makes saves, man. He's definitely literally saving Arsenal's defense. So he's won my heart for sure.
oh, definitely. Mine as well. He definitely looks like for a new player who's just come in, he just looks like he wants to be a part of the club and he really wants to deliver for the club, which is so
Yeah,
hard to win over our fan base. But he really has, and I'm really happy for him because he deserves some of those saves, which the Leicester one of James Madison, where he tips it over, hits the bar, almost creeps back in, cleared off the
yeah,
line. But he deserves that luck, right? I mean, I feel like he's if it like those aren't easy saves to make, and that passion and the team spirit that he shows just for a new joinee to Arsenal, I think he's amazing, and I'm glad that I feel like Leno wasn't cutting it for us. There were some mistakes being made, playing out from the back. He wasn't as confident. He was not as quick with his feet, um, and so I do think that he kudos to Arteta for choosing to get us Ramsdale, and he's been such a revelation. Ah
I
man,
agree.
what a game week this is, yeah. I Twitter must be going crazy and right now with all the
uh, I've just seen something that there's quite a few positive cases at the Liverpool camp. No names,
oh
but
no.
that could be pretty bad, especially us on triple Liverpool.
Oh
Yeah, what a
no.
game week! What a shambolic game week.
Do you
Um,
think? I mean, I feel like a lot of the casuals would have already like been out and about on a Saturday night and kind of forgotten about the deadline and checked in on this news, right? So I do feel like a lot of casuals won't catch the fact that the Villa game is postponed and their Watkins transfer didn't work out.
I
So
don't
it's
think so.
only the hardcore people like ourselves and the Twitter community that's going to be quite heavily
Quite
making.
frustrated right now,
Yeah,
pulling our hair
I
out,
think
trying to
free hits are
figure
going to
out.
start flying, man. I do think free
Yeah,
hits are going to start flying.
yeah, I agree.
Especially, I'll tell you why. Because what people are also forgetting is that game week 21 is also the second wild card being activated, and those who've been holding on to their wild card are probably, if you've held on, like you're a god. Your patience is off the charts, and I hope your rank reflects that. And if it hasn't, then what are you even doing with your wild card even now? I mean, but I do think that with all of these fixture postponements, double game weeks, triple game weeks that are going to come in, and I do think that the second wildcard is a lot more value now because taking advantage of fixtures when there's possibly multiple triples or a lot of doubles could really make a difference in a season because that one game week could be 120 plus points, and that can the ranks are so closely clustered that 120 points can really transport you from one sort of league into the next. You'll be
Yeah.
playing in a different OR bracket. So yeah, man, what a game week already.
It hasn't started yet, and it's
I
already
know.
mad.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, yeah.
uh,
We've got your
you
free
wanna
hit squad. What's that? Sorry.
yeah, yeah, the free hit squad, right? Yeah, it's I mean, except for one spot on the forward line, which is just going to be a filler. I'm pretty much, and maybe I'll change the keeper, second keeper, just for just because I can,
Yeah,
on a free hit. Put Carson in there, and then I can get in some cheap enabler in front, and this is kind of going to be it. Because I mean, look, I can't even play all of these players, and it's going to be. And let's hope that Liverpool game doesn't get postponed, because then that's just
that
curtains
would
for
be
everyone.
terrible. That
Yeah,
would be terrible. But at the same time, I feel like we can
mm.
hope for the best and expect the worst. I feel like with
Yeah,
how the game week's been going, we could end up with
yeah,
just 3 fixtures, which would be
yeah.
crazy.
So I think spread the funds across as many fixtures as possible is my only advice to people. Because I mean, I've tripled up on all the. I just need a Chelsea
Oh.
triple up to finish the. Um, who's playing Chelsea striker? Do you think Havertz? I don't know who's
Ooh.
classified as a forward.
It could
Who
be
is on?
Lukaku, do you think? Maybe?
Yeah, but I think I read somewhere that Lukaku was not fit, or he was one of the people affected by COVID. I
Oh,
think.
really?
I
Okay.
think so.
Actually, true. Yeah, you do have a point. I do remember seeing something like that.
Something like
And the
that.
fact that Havertz returned a negative test, I think Tuchel will be
That's good.
just right,
Yeah, he
right.
probably played safe. Yeah. Wow,
Ooh.
man. Oof.
Well,
What a game.
yeah, what an interesting game week. What do you think we maybe could try and talk? We could try and talk about some of the fixtures we have now, the 4 fixtures in front of us. We
Yeah.
can try and talk our
Yeah.
thoughts on them.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever's left of this game week, we'll try and talk about it as much
The
as
bare
possible.
bones.
Yeah. So Leeds, Arsenal. We're both Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Um,
So we're a little biased, but
yeah, of course.
but we can probably confidently say that we're definitely expecting to win that game.
I would hope
Given
so.
our, yeah, I would think that given our recent form, given Leeds' recent form, given where we are on the table, given where Leeds are on the table, and just the eye test, right? I do think Leeds are not the team from last season. They've definitely not caught on. They've had injuries as well, Bamford and all of that. So they've just not looked the same side. I feel like they're going to be in a relegation battle all season, and Arsenal should take advantage and give ourselves a bit of a points cushion, because United, Spurs, they'll have fixtures coming up that they haven't played. So having
Right.
points on the board is better than a fixture in hand. So take advantage of these, because we have Leeds and Norwich, so we could actually really create some distance and then put the pressure on Spurs and West Ham and Manchester United to catch us. So, and I mean, the odd chance that the other three slip up, maybe the outside chance of a title charge.
Whoa. Let's hold our
No,
horses there for a
yeah,
second.
yeah,
But
yeah, I'm just
and
kidding.
honestly, anything could happen. You're right.
Anything could happen, but yeah, that would like be the most surprising end second half to a season ever.
Oh yeah, most
I think
definitely.
we're
The
about
fact that we
12
started
points.
20th and now we actually have a chance at the title is
Yeah,
unreal.
we're just 12 points off Man City. So, and Man
True.
City
Yeah.
is trailed by Liverpool and Chelsea. So it's like 12 points across 30, I mean 20 odd game weeks is actually very doable, right? 12 points is like 4 games, and but then again, I'm not going to be delusional and give Arsenal fans a bad name. Um, Top four is the best, is the most realistic, I think, at this point for us to chase. Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
yeah.
If you had to give a score prediction, what would you say?
Um, 2-0 or 2-1 if we get a little lax in defense, or there's a screamer from outside. But I
Hmm.
think 2 goals we should definitely put in there as a minimum. Otherwise, I'm going to be quite disappointed in Arsenal and be like,
Yeah,
come on.
I agree.
uh, what about you? What do you think?
I put down 3-0 to Arsenal. I'm quite
Oh,
optimistic.
optimistic. It's
Yeah.
possible. We just put in three at Southampton and stuff, right?
Right, right.
Um, so
So that
I
was
mean,
2-0 or 2-1, would you say?
I would say 2-0. Let me stick to 2-0. Yeah.
Back the boys, back the boys.
Back the boys, yeah.
Well, I
All
love
right.
that insight from you, by the way. That was great stuff.
Mm.
We got Newcastle versus City. All right.
Mm,
City coming off of a lot of confidence at the moment,
mm.
right? Um, Newcastle haven't been the team we expected them to be under Eddie Howe, and just kind of
Yeah,
been lacking a little
floundering.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
I don't. But the thing is, right? I don't know if I expected to be the whooping that Leeds got last week. You know, I expect City to
Yeah.
dominate, but I don't expect a 7-0 again. So
Yeah. No, no, not a 7-0 because I mean, it's just a few days apart. Remember, these players will also tire a bit. There's some
yeah,
wear and tear and all of that. So definitely not going to be a 7-0 unless Newcastle just collapse, which I don't
yeah,
think they will. And, which is going to be funny, right? I imagine they've been bought out by the ownership, new ownership, and if they get relegated, which is looking likely, it's going to be quite a rebuild from the championship back up to the Premier League and all of that.
yeah.
And it's going to
Right,
be
right.
harder for them, even with all the unlimited money, to attract good players. Um, Definitely not the start that they Newcastle hoped with the new management, new coach, manager, etc. So, Man City, they're top of the table by a point. They probably want to maintain that lead because all their competitors are all playing.
Yeah.
So they probably want to maintain that lead because see, as long as you have a point lead and the same games, it's your title to lose in a way, right? You can sort of
Mhm.
control your destiny. Um, so I do think Man City are gonna really run through Newcastle. Then it's just a question of the scoreline. Is it going to be 2, 3, 4, 5? I do think that there's going to at least be 3 goals in this game. I think it's going to probably be a 3-0.
3-0.
Hmm.
I went for 4-1 to City. I don't know why.
Oh,
I think they might slip a goal by
slip a
accident.
goal. Yeah, I mean, at 4 goals, they can afford to slip a goal or two in there. Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe a screamer
Yeah.
from Shelby or something like that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Oh my goodness, how
Mm.
that crept in.
Oh,
But yeah, I've gone for. So just to recap, I've gone for 4-1 to City. Aria's gone for 3-0 to City. Yeah, I think it's not looking very good for Newcastle. Um, this fixture coming up, we got Wolves versus Chelsea. Pretty interesting one. Wolves, not probably not a team that we would expect to be trampled over. Chelsea
yeah,
are kind of a shadow of the team we saw in form a couple game weeks ago. Now they're kind
yeah.
of, lagging behind a bit. I don't know why. I'm not the Chelsea expert, but thoughts on this fixture?
Yeah, I think Chelsea have had 4 1-1 draws in the last couple 4 months, the last couple of
Mhm.
months. So I feel like they have dropped off a bit from the way they started the season. Um, I don't know what that comes down to. Is it? I mean, they do have a large squad, so it's definitely not because of a lack of that. Um, See, they're still within touching distance of Liverpool and City, so they're not too far off the pace. And I do think that. I don't know what is not lacking, but I do think that once they get into their groove, they can be a devastating team to be up against. And I don't think this is going to be a very high scoring game, maybe a goal or two in it, because Wolves haven't really been shipping in too many goals at the back. They've been sort of decent defensively, um, but I do expect Chelsea to very easily win this game, and probably a 1-0. I'm going to go with a cautious KG 1-0. Yeah,
1
to
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 Chelsea,
Chelsea.
right?
Yeah, one into
Yeah.
Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. I think it'll be very low scoring. You raise a good point. I kind of went for the 0-0 though. I felt like,
Oh, it's
yeah, I
possible.
don't know. Chelsea aren't giving it to me right now. they're not. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not showing the Chelsea team they were a couple of weeks ago. And I think Wolves, they do look a little bit better at the back for some reason. I have to look into it, but
Hmm.
yeah, it could be a 0-0. I do expect Chelsea to dominate, but
Yeah.
they just would struggle to find
The
the back
finish.
of the net. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's my logic. Obviously, anything could happen, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the logic behind it. And finally, last but not
Hmm.
least, hopefully this fixture doesn't get postponed. We can only hope. Spurs
Yeah.
versus Liverpool, pretty exciting one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. This should be a good game. Traditional top six, but definitely Spurs haven't looked the part this season. With firstly with all the Harry Kane being completely out of form, looking kind of disinterested to be at that club. I mean,
Yeah.
now that 120 million move to City suddenly seems like I don't think he's at. I mean, I don't think City will make that large an offer for Kane at the end of this season. That being said, Spurs aren't going to be pushovers. I do think that they're going to try to hold off and mark the Liverpool attack. But to be that being said, I feel like Salah's been fixture agnostic, as in he's been scoring against all the big teams, all the
Yeah.
small teams. I think he's on a 15 game either assist or a goal, which is a Premier League record, tied with Vardy. So if Salah scores or assists in this game, he'll be the sole record holder. So the weight of history is behind Salah if this fixture were to go on, and I do think that he'll rise to the occasion like he has so consistently. He's been my perma captain since game week 8, and not really disappointed. I think he's he's chipped in every week.
Yeah.
So I do think that Salah is probably going to break that record if this fixture were to happen, especially given that Spurs haven't played competitively in a game in about 3 weeks now. So they
True.
probably lack a little bit of like a full match practice. So that might be to their disadvantage. I do know that Liverpool are missing Van Dijk and a couple of other players through COVID, but I don't think that's going to be sufficient for Spurs' attack to break through their defense, in my opinion. And even if they do, I think Liverpool will probably outscore them. So my prediction for this would probably be um, a 2-1, 2-1 in favor of Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, you bring up a good point with the Virgil van Dijk,
Mm,
the absence, because we've seen last season how
yeah.
detrimental it was that Liverpool, when they lost Virgil van Dijk, they just
Yeah.
didn't look like the team they were, right? And the
Yeah.
moment he came back, it just kind of clicked together. But I do think confidence is on Liverpool's side. They've been
Yeah.
playing, they've been winning. Salah is on fire, so
Mm.
I've I've actually wrote it down as well. I also went for a 2-1 for Liverpool. I
Oh,
don't think it'll be yeah, I don't think it'll
wow.
be the battering like Newcastle we saw.
No. No.
I think Spurs might chip in a goal, but it will be a Liverpool dominant match, but it'll be
Yeah.
quite limited because Spurs aren't Newcastle, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. That is what we've gone
We'll
for.
just
So
have to
just to
see.
recap,
Yeah.
what we recap: Leeds, Arsenal. Aria's gone for 2-0 to
Mm.
Arsenal, and I've gone for 3-0. So we both think Arsenal will win. Obviously, come on, you Gunners. Newcastle versus
Mm.
City. Aria's gone for 3-0 City. I've gone for 4-1 City. We think City's going to win. Wolves, Chelsea. Aria's going for a 1-0 win to Chelsea. I've gone for 0-0 draw, but a more Chelsea dominant match. And then last but not least, Spurs versus Liverpool. Provided this game goes on, Aria's gone for, but both of us have gone for 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good predictions
Mm.
overall. I mean, that's the game week, the shortest game
That's
week we've
it.
had in a while. um,
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of questions. We do want to.
Mm.
I think Hadi's in here. Hadi mentions that he's gonna either go for Vardy to Laka as he has no forward this game. Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of people, Hadi. A lot of people
Yeah.
just don't have forwards at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like that is. I mean, I brought in. I'm gonna probably bring in Lacazette as well. If I go on the free hit, which I probably will at this point, given how bare bones my team is. So Lacazette is a
Yeah,
good move this week. He has Leeds this week and Norwich next week. Both are very good fixtures, and I don't think with the whole Auba drama that's going on that he will be rushed back into the first team and be, it's gonna probably take a bit of a reconciliation process because there's something has happened between Oba and Arteta. I'm hearing it's some discipline issues, but probably something more than that. Something that because I feel like that statement that was put out by Arsenal about Oba was I haven't seen something like that about a player. Maybe since Xhaka's whole incident.
I actually haven't
Yeah.
seen it. I've only seen the press conference
Oh,
where
is it?
they asked Arteta about it, and it was very
Oh,
vague. Of course, it was very vague. So, what is the statement? Is the Aubameyang
yeah. I think
Arsenal
they said
statement?
that. Yeah, the Aubameyang statement is. I mean, paraphrasing is basically that he's will no longer be a captain and will no longer be eligible for the next game, which was the West Ham game. He's also
Yeah.
confirmed that he's not going to play the Leeds game in the press conference. But basically, what it means is that he's been stripped of his captaincy. They expect higher standard from as the captain and all of that. So a very scathing personal statement was put out, and I don't think that Arsenal would defame their own player without there being a very serious incident in the
Yeah.
backdrop, which we didn't aren't privy to. So I do think that there would have been a bust up between probably Arteta and Oba over whatever. And it doesn't help that Oba's form was atrocious and he was missing sitter after sitter after sitter in multiple
Mm,
games. So it probably made it easier to transition him out and not give him the captaincy because the captaincy felt like a burden. He was just never the same player after that. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
yeah. I feel that too. I feel like it's such a weird, different kind of scenario. I think I don't know what Aubameyang's done, but yeah, I feel
yeah,
like it's gonna sway to Lacazette's favor for the time being.
yeah.
So yeah, Hadi, if you are looking at that move, that's definitely a good move. I feel like Laka's. You know how crazy it is that Lacazette's actually like the only option for the forwards this game week,
The only
and
one.
like you have no choice pretty much.
Yeah, the only one.
Yeah,
Literally.
he also mentions he's thinking of Regulon Tomiyasu. I would prefer
Mm,
the Laka move because as much as we don't know much about the Spurs game, Regulon still has a fixture. If you don't want
mm.
to, if it's just not a free hit, then you want to save
Yeah,
that transfer.
yeah. If it's a hit, especially with the -4, is that's how you're getting there, then definitely maybe not a necessary move.
Hmm.
A luxury move at best, a punt. Um, but as you said, at this point, like just fielding and an 11 and even a bench is a very big luxury, which most teams will not have. So transferring out players like Reguilon is probably not a wise move. But if you're bringing in any Arsenal assets, maybe on a free hit, or then Tomiyasu is a fairly decent pick, fairly gets ahead, puts in crosses, there's assist potential. We probably will hold a clean sheet as well, assuming there's no like disastrous defending or mistakes. So I think Tomiyasu is a good pick from the Arsenal backline.
I agree too. Everything you just said, I would prefer the Laka move. I mean, it's also kind of biased because I prefer backing the attacker, but at the same
Yeah,
time, Regulon still has a fixture. It's
yeah,
just transferring out, someone who might play. Even the two
mm,
points, we will take 2 points, right? So,
yeah. And if it's a -4,
um,
it's like 6 points. So that 2 points and six for you.
yeah.
So
Oh goodness.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, this game
um,
week has is turned kind of grim a little bit.
yeah,
Last season as well. Around this time,
mm,
game week 18, the blank game week was pretty bad. I think this is worse than that. One fixture less.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I do expect a lot of free hits, couple hits. I say couple, probably a lot of hits.
yeah.
Um, yeah, a lot of things flying around. So, yeah, good luck to everybody. Aria, are you probably most likely set on a free hit? Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm on 90% there because I feel like having 5, 6 players on the pitch. I mean, that was the whole point of a free hit. Like at the beginning of the season, if I knew there was only going to be 4 fixtures before a deadline, I would take that free hit because that's so. When I think of it that way, that logic would still stand, and the fact that I've taken a -4 already for funding the Watkins and the Cancelo move, like I can actually cancel out that -4 instead of Watkins. I could bring in Lacazette, do some more surgery on the team, and my team definitely needs it. And the good thing is that a lot of the players that I will not transfer out will probably have doubles and some good fixtures lining up as well. So, like Dennis, I think I was reading on Ben Crellin on Twitter where there's a possible triple game week for Watford in game week 21, which is about a couple of game weeks away. So, a triple game week for an informed striker like Dennis is definitely an asset I want to hold on to. And even though on a free hit, I might move him on for someone cheap or just, whoever is playing. But I wouldn't want to, mess with that, those doubles and triples that even De Gea and, those who have Ronaldo, and are still holding on and using a free hit. On the other side, when the fixtures do get rescheduled, you'll probably have a lot of double game week players and a lot of triple game week players. So think of it that way as well, because those fixtures will happen at some point. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, well, that does sound exciting, and be sure to stay tuned to Aria's Twitter, which is down
yeah.
there somewhere. He'll probably keep us updated on that. The free hit squad. Hadi further adds, we could
Mm.
get 4 to 5 fixtures almost every week, so it's gonna be FPL roulette now. We had to worry about Pep roulette.
Pep
Now we're
roulette.
worrying
Yeah.
about FPL roulette. Oh
This is
man,
a much bigger roulette to worry about, but you
yeah,
just got to play it for every week that you have visibility into. Thankfully, we got the fixture postponement not after the deadline, so we at least could kind of plan that a bit. Unlike last game week where there were fixtures getting postponed after the deadline, where you
yeah.
can't do anything at all about that, right? You've got to play with whatever's in front of you. So let's hope no other fixtures get postponed, and let's hope that these four fixtures, at least happen, and that our teams aren't too messed up or too low scoring this week. And I think don't hold it against yourselves if it's a bit of a red arrow this week for a lot of people, because this game week with this fixtures being washed out, like it's you can't it's beyond your control, so don't beat yourself up too much over it. I know it's hard because it's like, we take red arrows to heart and it's very difficult to not spoil your weekend. But just, take it on the chin, and sort of the next game week is coming around soon as well. So you'll have plenty to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Very wise words, very insightful guidance there from Aria. And I fully agree because, yeah, I feel like if you're feeling like you're struggling, you've made a couple transfers and now they've just kind of gone down the drain, just remember that there are 8 million other people playing this game, and there's a good chance at least a few of them have done the same. I mean, Ari and I have made
Yeah.
the transfer of Antonio or
Watkins.
some forward to Watkins, and now
Yeah.
Watkins is not playing. So, like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all in this together essentially. So, yeah,
Essentially. Yeah.
don't beat yourself up too much. As Aria has said, this game week's a bit of a write off. Obviously, if you get a green arrow, celebrate that. Red arrow, I mean, we move. We have to move. If there's any game week to get a red arrow, it might be this one because there's only 4 fixtures and so much uncertainty. So, yeah, hang tight, everybody. Yeah, I mean, we are coming up to
Yep.
the 1 hour mark. We've talked a lot. We had breaking news midway that one of the fixtures was postponed
But
and the deadline got pushed back. So,
yeah.
what an eventful stream. We also faced a lot of technical difficulties at the start. So, I mean, my goodness, what a
Yeah.
stream! What a start to the game week that hasn't even started. So,
I know.
um, yeah, Aria, it has been a
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you, but also to chat with you. You are a man of a
Same.
lot of insight, and
Thank you.
I do thank you for helping to carry the stream a little bit with the technical difficulties. Here's your segment. Feel free to say anything you'd like for the audience or whoever's tuning in.
Fantastic.
Here's your chance.
Firstly, just thank you so much for hosting, and really, having me on. And because we hadn't really spoken before this, sometimes, the chemistry or the sort of the vibe doesn't match. But the fact that sort of midway through the stream, we figured out we're both Arsenal fans, and just the conversation was so easy and simple, and the format and everything just felt really good. And I do think that we should definitely do this again at some point. There are a lot of game weeks to go, and I'd definitely love to jump on and have more conversations, because I felt like we really vibed well, and I do think that the conversations had good flow, and we just covered for each other when there were technical difficulties. So it was just a good experience, and I do think that I'm glad we've connected. We should definitely stay in touch, and I hope that other people who want to stay in touch, my handle is sort of in my uh, in the chat, in my description, in my sort of caption, whatever you call it, at Arya Das on Twitter. That's also my Instagram handle, for those who are on there. But I do enjoy this, and I will be back on Expect Asians in the future as well. Good luck. I do hope that the arrows for those listening in are green, and that some of our advice was useful in making those decisions, transfer decisions, free hit decisions, all of that. This was a very eventful stream where we broke some breaking news and overcame a lot of off the cuff thinking. Clearly, you can't prepare for fixture postponements midstream. So we did a good. I feel like we did a good job in covering everything. So thank you so much for having me on, and I definitely want to stay in touch and want to make sure we vibe over Arsenal and how the season pans out. Um, all right.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I felt that too. We just kind of gelled despite
Yeah.
the technical difficulties that we
Yeah.
faced. I felt like you played a crucial role in keeping the show going. It's
Oh,
always kind of stressful to work through that, but you did that very well. And
thank
yes,
you.
most definitely, we'll keep chatting, we'll keep talking, most definitely. And you've been on FPL expectations before, so I do look forward to seeing you more often. I'm pretty sure we'll have you on, no doubt
Yeah.
about it. So yeah, so familiarize yourself, ladies and gentlemen, to Aria Das. His Twitter handle is down there. You will hopefully be seeing him more often on the stream. Just before you go, Aria,
Yep.
we do have one last question from Sidemen Clips.
Sure.
Would you get Foden and White in this week? Then next week, get Bernardo and Mbuemo out for Smith Rowe, Bowen. Do Smith Rowe and Tomiyasu in this week. This is another option, and get Bernardo and Mbuemo out to Foden and Bowen. Let's read that again a little bit. I feel
Yeah.
like for me at least, the answer is there's a lot we can't say given how crazy everything is. So
Yeah.
it's good to have plans, but understand these plans might fall through.
Yeah. No, I think this is very premature to even think about what to do next week, given that this week itself is going to take some figuring out before the new deadline. And um, yeah, both. I feel like wait and watch. Let's see who gets. If there's any COVID news, any fixture news, any other news that we can get, and keep your transfers as late as possible so that you can get, like, we made that Watkins transfer just minutes before the news broke. So that just tells you that the later you keep these transfer moves. But it's good to have these plans. It's good to plan who might go out, who might go in. I don't think moving out Bernardo Silva is a good move, because I think that he's played pretty much every game for City this season, except for that 45-minute period where he was precautionary taken off. So he's, I think, the most nailed on City player besides Ederson. So I don't think Bernardo Silva moving out unless it's required to fund some other move. But I don't know if I feel like doing a Foden move is a bit of a lateral one, because Foden might outscore Bernardo Silva in 1 week but may not play the next, while Bernardo Silva seems to be the Premier League sort of player for Pep. So I do think that, given that 17 weeks in, Bernardo Silva's played every game, I do think that's a sign that he's short of starts. And so stick to Bernardo Silva and don't be hasty in making that move unless it funds something really fantastic in other parts of the field.
So you heard, man. Try to hold. I would agree to hold as many City as you can.
Mm,
Uh, and yeah, he does add on. So basically, it's either get Foden in this week or Smith Rowe this week, or the opposite. Don't really know what the team looks like. I would assume maybe you don't have Foden this week for sure,
I
because it
think,
sounds like you're trying to get him in, right?
yeah, he's trying to get him in. I think Mbomo can definitely go. That
Yeah.
don't you, if that is easy to make in one transfer to get to Smith Rowe, who will be closer in price bracket, then definitely do that. Smith Rowe has great attacking potential, just recovered from an injury, and is already scored just in a short span of time in the previous game. I think he'll play the full 90 this game. Um, so Smith Rowe is a good pick. Foden's also a great pick this week if you're an upside chaser and chasing a lot of points. Foden's a good week, but I think Bernardo Silva or Foden doesn't make sense to me. It seemed like a lateral move,
Mhm.
which will probably even out. But Mbuemo to Foden or Smith Rowe are both great moves. So definitely go ahead if that's the case.
So you heard the man. He said no Foden this week. So
Mm.
Aria's suggestion there: hold Bernardo Silva if you can. Bring Foden in to chase that upside. He actually provides his team here: Ramsdale, Trent, James, Cancelo, Alonso, Dallo, Salah, Jota, Bernardo, Mbuemo, Madison, King, Watkins, and Antonio. Um, I
Yeah.
guess there isn't Foden. I would hold Bernardo as well. And if
I
you
think
can get,
Mbomo out is the move. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the weak link in that team. Otherwise, it's a good team on paper, right? I feel
On
like,
paper, it's a good team. Yeah, it
yeah,
really
I
is.
feel like once the fixtures all come back, that's a great team to have. So you've got a good team. Mbomo's only weak link I see. I feel like that is should be a priority to move out. Yeah,
They do say most likely Madison out to Foden or Smith Rowe.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This week it
Because
works. Yeah,
yeah. So great stuff. Thank you for
awesome.
answering that last minute question. And as
No, no
always,
worries.
yeah, Arya, has been great chatting with you. And yeah, I think the people tuning in have definitely benefited from your insight. And yeah, it's just great being able to have you on the show, and really appreciate you being on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks again. So yeah, that has been it for the Game Week 18 preview with Arya Das. Please follow him on Twitter. It's Arya Das, ARIYADAS on Twitter and Instagram as well, I believe. This guy, as you've seen, great insight, great person to talk to, fellow gunner, of course. So be sure to support him, and he will definitely be a familiar sight to see on the show, FPL Expectations as well. Please do us a favor, show us your support, subscribe, give us a like on the channel as well, FPL Expectations. Follow us on Twitter. You can stay tuned there as well. My Twitter handle is down here too, FPL Nitro down there. Shoot me a follow too. It's been great talking FPL. I love talking about FPL. And I mean, this stream has been pretty crazy, not just with the recent news of fixture postponements, but also with technical difficulties. We do appreciate you bearing with us and just being patient. As with FPL as well, you should be patient. So yeah, hopefully your arrows are green, but don't beat yourself too much if this is a red arrow or a gray arrow. This has been a pretty rough game week, and you're definitely not the only one. So stay safe, and we'll talk to you next time. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.